In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace your master cylinder on your Mini Cooper. It's located on the booster on the firewall. Looks like there should be something here where the weather stripping is. If you have a cover of some sort, take that off first. Using a 10mm socket, we're going to remove our negative battery terminal first. And I'm just going to stick that down there. And now we're going to take our positive off as well, using a 10mm socket. You don't need to take the nut completely off. Remove that, set it aside. I just put a rag under here so nothing connects. And now we're going to remove this with a 10mm socket as well. I'm just going to swivel this over, get it out of the way. Now we're going to remove our vent hose. Should be able to just twist it off, set it aside, just so it doesn't go anywhere. And now we're going to remove our battery. Just get your things out of the way. There is a handle on this one. Now we're going to lift it up and out. And remove it. Now we're going to remove 3 bolts with a 10mm socket. One here, here, and here. Using a T25 Torx, we're going to take out this bolt and this bolt. You're going to undo your hose clamp here. Ours is broken. And remove that. Now is a good time to take a look at your air filter. Ours obviously has some kind of a nest. There should be a bolt here and a bolt here. And we're going to take out this tray. We also have to clean this out, so I'm just going to pull it out and dump it in the trash. You can also use a vacuum if you want, if you have a nest as well. So unhook it from this bracket and pull it up. You're going to have to get past this inlet. Move that aside and just work your way out. Using a 10mm socket, we're going to go down here and take out this bolt for the battery tray. If there's a washer, remove that as well. We're going to unplug these. To do that, you pull out right here and disconnect. Do the same in the back one. You might have to wiggle these free. Make sure your lock tab is all the way out on both sides. And then you can unplug it. Remove this. Now that that's removed, you're going to be able to take your tray out. So just get everything out of the way and lift straight up. Using an 8mm socket and an extension, I'm going to take out, there's a bolt here and there's one here. Now we can move this over and out of the way. Let's remove this grommet. I'm just going to slide a flathead screwdriver under there. Remove that. Now you can remove this piece of plastic. Pull it out that way and out. Remove your cap, and let's take out our old fluid. Make sure you have a drip pan to put it in. We're going to remove our fluid. I'm using a siphon. Just going to get the initial fluid out first, and then I'll take that filter out. You can use some needle nose to get that out. Set that aside, and now you can get your siphon in there. And just continue emptying the reservoir. Now we're going to undo this with a T25 Torx. You pull that out. Make sure that you put a lot of rags right here, because when we pull this off, you're going to lose whatever's left in there for fluid. You don't want it all over the place. Pull this up. And there's the fluid I was talking about. And you can just let it drain into your drip pan. And once it's empty, you can wrap a rag around it underneath in case there's anything else. Now we're going to take our lines out of the master cylinder. I'm using an 11mm line wrench to begin, just to crack them loose, and then we'll switch to a regular wrench. Now I'm using an 11mm regular wrench. I'll make it easier taking them out. Now we're going to take out those two nuts with a 13mm socket. Let's remove it. Make sure your lines are free and out of the holes. And pull it out. Take this opportunity to clean this up before installing. Just want to make sure it's free of brake clean or debris. To install, you're going to line it up. Make sure that this is lined up with this. And once you're lined up, you can put it on the studs. Let's get these started. Let's tighten these down and torque it to 16 foot-pounds. I'm going to go back and forth. You want to make sure that it's flush. Let's torque these. Slide that in and press down. And now we're going to put our screw in. I would start it by hand first. Let's tighten this up. Now we're going to bleed our master cylinder. To do that, you're going to need lines that fit in here and go into the reservoir. And then you're going to also need somebody in the car to press the brake pedal down as you bleed it. So now we're set up to do a brake bleed on our master cylinder. I have lines going in and then they're going back in the reservoir. We're going to fill up our reservoir. Make sure the lines are covered. So now we're going to bleed our master cylinder. You're going to have somebody either watching the master cylinder for air bubbles, or you can be on the outside and have somebody else do the brake pedal. So now we're going to slowly press the brake pedal down. Go all the way to the floor, and then go back up. And what this is doing is it's just making the piston go in and out, and we're getting the fluid in and getting the air out. So once your person says there's no more air bubbles, you can stop pressing the brake pedal in and out and release it completely. So have some brake fluid ready. We're going to remove our lines out of the top. And I usually just bend them up. If you have hoses, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. We're going to top this off. We are going to lose some fluid, so I recommend overfilling it a little bit. Put the cap on. And now we're going to take out one line at a time. I'm going to go for the one in the back first. You do want rags underneath just to catch any fluid that comes out, but you shouldn't lose a ton if the cap is on. Put your line in. And get that one tight. Tighten that up. And now we're going to do the same to this one. Make sure this is clean. It doesn't have anything at the bottom of the screen. And you can press it into the reservoir. I would put your whole hand over it so nothing splashes up. And make sure that's secured. And now you can put your cap back on. Take out all your rags, clean it up really good. Brake fluid does take paint off, so you want to make sure you clean that. Slide this in. Put your grommet in. You may have to take the center thing out all the way before you can squeeze this down. Push it through and push it through. Let's put this back. Make sure the holes line up and get your bolt started. Now let's slide this down, make sure everything's out of the way and you have your cables and computer plug-ins. And everything should line up. Our bolts here are broken and frozen, so we're just going to put that right on top. As long as it doesn't go anywhere, it's fine. Get these guys ready. I'm going to put this washer here. That's where I found it. And get our bolt started there. Let's get this one started as well, and then we'll tighten those down. Tighten this one down as well. Now let's put our computer back. This slides into place. But before we do that, we're going to get our connections right. Make sure these lock tabs are out. Lock them in. Do the same on the other side. This will not get seated properly if these lock tabs aren't out all the way. So you shouldn't have to fight it. Once it's lined up, it should want to go down on its own, and then this will actually push it in all the way. Now you can lock this into place. It goes where those two pieces are that you push forward to release it. This little rubber piece slides in here. Let's slide our air box in. You do have to get it past this area here where the inlet is. You might have to give it a little persuasion. Now you can put your air filter in. Slide this in. We are missing some bolts for this, so put your bolts in if you had taken them out. This should be one here and one here. There's two slots here, and they line up with these two tabs. And put this hose on. Let's tighten down these two bolts. And now you can put your battery back in and connect your terminals. We're going to install our battery. I usually walk mine over, they're pretty heavy. And lower it down. Put your vent hose on. And now we're going to put our hole down over there. Lower the handle. So swivel that back. Get your bolt. I would start it by hand first. Make sure you thread it in there properly. And tighten it down. Once that's tight, we can now connect our positive battery terminal. Take my rag out of there and connect it. I accidentally took my nut all the way off, so I'm going to just thread that on real quick. And tighten it down. Snug it up, make sure it doesn't move. And now we're going to do our negative battery terminal. Bring that over, connect it, and snug it up. I'm making sure this underneath part goes in the way it belongs. Snug it up. Make sure you use what the manufacturer recommends. Usually says it on the cap. This one says .4, so I'm going to use .4 brake fluid. You're going to fill that up until you get to the max line. Once you fill that up, you're going to put your cap back on and clean the area. Now let's get ready to bleed our brakes. The procedure is right rear, left rear, then we're going to stop and check our master cylinder and make sure it's nice and full, top it off, and then we're going to continue on with right front to left front. All right, so we're going to begin the brake bleed procedure. I have someone in the vehicle that's going to help me out. We're at the right rear wheel. I'm going to take off this cap, and you also need to take off this wear sensor wire, and you can just put that off to the side. You're going to need something to catch your fluid in, and you can put that right on top of the bleeder screw when it's time. We're going to start by asking the person in the vehicle to pump it up. He's holding pressure on the brake pedal. And we're going to loosen up our bleeder using a 10mm wrench. Make sure you put that on top. It's to the floor. We're going to close it down. And we're going to keep doing this until we no longer see air bubbles running through. Looks like we're pretty good over here. I'm going to close that down and take off our catcher. I'm going to clean it off using some brake parts cleaner. Now we can put this back on. And also this one. And now we're going to move to the left rear. We just got done the first two wheels, and now we're going to top it off. Remove your cap and fill it up to max. Put your cap back on and continue the rest of your brake bleed procedure. Now we're at the right front. We're going to take off the bleeder cap the same way we did in the rear. And just leave that hanging. I'm going to use a 10mm wrench. Pump it up, please. He's holding. It's to the floor. Close it down. Pump it up, please. It's holding. To the floor. Not seeing any air in that. I'm going to close it down. Clean off the area. Let that air dry and then put your cap back on. And then we're going to continue to our left front. Your left front wheel also has the wear indicator wire on the bleeder screw. Make sure you remove that before beginning your bleeding procedure. Remove your cap and top it off. Make sure it's at max. Put your cap back on.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.